Good morning, everyone. Today's day 114. Just finished staying here at Velvet Rock Shelter. Uneventful. The bivvy kept the mosquitoes off. Got nice and cool. It was hot at first. It was hot, kind of hard to sleep. Anyway, today and the next couple days are fairly short. Today's 15 miles, but with some good climbing. There aren't a lot of good options to keep the mileage a little higher and still do what we need to do. Today's a little quieter time for me. I lost a real good friend a bunch of years ago today, and ironically, yesterday his sister, who I haven't talked to in ages, her parents, and him, they were like my immediate family. You know, called them mom and dad, and wonderful Greek family. Their dad was the Greek priest in our town in New Hampshire. I'm not Greek, but they really took good care of me and have always treated me wonderful. But I lost touch with them, and she called or texted yesterday out of the blue. And long story short, I got to New Hampshire yesterday. Today is his anniversary of when he passed, and then in a couple of days I'm going to get to see her and her father, and that's all that's remaining right now. And we're going to spend some quality time together for a day, take a day off, and just Bob will get to meet him. Hope he likes him. But it was much needed and very welcome to hear from her. And so today is just thinking about my buddy and try to keep hiking and look forward to seeing my long lost family / friends. Other than that, though, there may be a view or two today I can share with you. The rains have pushed off. It was supposed to be rainy all day, heavy, but now it's 1/3 of an inch and starting later this afternoon. And since we're only doing 15, we're kind of going a little slow this morning, but it's still 6:15 in the morning, but right now. But we'll get cranking, and I'll share what I can with you. And if there's not a ton of peppiness today, hope you understand. But it's a tough day every year. And with that, I'll catch up with you as soon as I can and share with you what I can. Oh, and just a note, if you ever stay at Velvet Rocks Shelter, that privy down there is no screen, or it's pretty wide open. It's view-wise is enclosed, but it's buggy. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna go and pack up last of my stuff in there, and just had my oatmeal, raisins, and some cranberries I put in it this morning from the Hanover Co-op. Didn't have everything I exactly wanted, but I found good substitutes yesterday. So with that, let's go pack up and hit the road, or hit the trail. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this. Give me a thumbs up if you support it, and hit the thanks if you want to contribute $1 or $2, and leave a comment. I get back to every single comment, even if it's just a simple thanks. I do. It takes a while sometimes when I'm in a town with village or a village with internet. Sometimes it takes a week or two. I mean, honestly, but I do read them all, and I reply to every single one. The first one. Once I reply once, if you reply again, I don't always see that, so that's a little harder for me to keep track of. But your first message I will reply to. And if you want to send me an email offline, it's real simple. HikingWithSlowAndSteady@gmail.com. HikingWithSlowAndSteady, one word, no punctuation, no symbols. Just spell it out. Anyway, we'll catch up real soon. Bye. Here's where the loop trail from that Velvet Rock Shelter would have come out. There's supposedly water that way, but understand it's not very reliable. So the AT just comes over here, and there's water in 3 or 4 miles. You have to carry it to Velvet Rock Shelter from town, as there's no other real good source. It's been a while since I got a clear run film. All right, Velvet Rock's climb is in the books. It was not that hard, but it's steep enough, and rocks, and it wouldn't be a lot of fun in the rain. It'd be pretty slippery, but it's one of the smaller climbs that we've had. And there's no view. This is it. There's a few rocks That's what you see. All right, that's one of only 2 real climbs today. The rest are roller coasters with an occasional view. Stay tuned, I'll share with you. So I keep remembering one of my best friends of my life. Still want to pick up the phone and calling sometimes. Athan was a great guy and has a wonderful family. And Athan is the one you hear me talking about spearfishing occasionally, maybe. He got me into that. He brought a small little pole spear, no bigger than these trekking poles, to my house in Florida when I was in college. Moved in with me for a little while. We went out and learned what fish were good to eat, which ones were not, how to get real close to them, because small pole spear like that, you can't shoot very far. I started competing not long after that and using an actual spear gun, and did fairly well from the beginning. And I always attribute it to him getting me in the ocean. And I've been a scuba diver for most of my life, but he got me in there, and we both love fish and eating it and catching it and learning about it. You know, he went to Alaska once, worked on a salmon ladder to get around some dams there. He worked here in New Hampshire on a fish farm for a while. I think he was considering that before he became a lobsterman. But he and I had a whole lot in common. A whole lot not in common too, which made it fun to be around each other. Made us bicker like brothers, you know, for years. But we one of the best guys you'd ever want in your life. So gonna be a tough day without him. We'll catch up soon. Cute little red frog here. Toad, I don't know the difference. It's all right, buddy. We'll leave you alone. Here's the first boardwalk in New Hampshire, overlooking a little swamp marsh area. This big maple tree makes it a little easier to see when we're doing the taps and connecting it to this tubing, which flows downhill to a collection point somewhere down that way. Uh-oh, I don't know what that means. Look it up some point, or if anyone has time to look it up, see what that means. Harris Trail and AT's going up. South Moose Mountain, here we come. Some steep climbs, interspersed with some not so steep climbs. About 1.5 miles of it coming up. No views up there either, so probably won't stop. South or North Moose Mountain. Although there is an airplane wreckage somewhere on the mountain up here, but it's pretty much gone. It's from the 60s, I believe, and several people's lives are lost, and like, I don't know, 30 or something. Commercial flight, sounded like. Check it out. All right, after a fun long 1.5 mile climb, there's Moose Mountain South Peak. A little bit of a view. I didn't think there was any, but there is. It's hazy and cloudy, so can't see real far, but you can see a mountain way over there. Past the lake there. There's a Wolfboro Road, super highway, huh? Oh yeah, mountain road. Says there's a spring, but I hear it's pretty unreliable. Maybe a little muddy right now. Dapper John Shelter, that's the target for today. See what we're like when we get there. 6.5 miles that way. Here's the other side of the loop that takes you over to Moose Mountain Shelter. And the mosquitoes have just shown up in force. I can get walking, put my head net on and go. And here's Moose Mountain North Peak. Nothing to see here. A lot of trees. Let me just head off into the woods and keep moving. It dropped a couple degrees, the winds moved in. Haven't had a nice cool breeze in a while, unless there was heavy rain with it. And I'm sure there's rain coming, but for now it feels better. It's not cold or anything like I like it, but it's good enough. I'll take every degree we can drop, at least till we get to the whites. It might be chilly on top of those. Let's find out. A little tiny view on some rocky area here coming down the mountain. Too hazy to see much. All right, 3 miles to the Trapper John Shelter, Holt's Ledge Trail, and caution on the bog bridges, or else you might bust your chin like I did. I got lucky. My knee's a little tweaked still from it, but other than that, I got off pretty lucky. Just some ego and body bruises. All right, getting ready to climb up there. But first, we're walking through this bog. Luckily, there are boards. That's the sign back there. Please be careful on the bog boards. Some of them are pretty broken up, pretty bad, like that one. All right, let me get off here and not fall again today. It says view. Gotta check it out, although we're only partially up a very long, very steep, difficult climb. It's always the last one of the day that gets me. If you can't hear it in my voice, I'm beat. I am beat. And it's only going to end up being a 15 or 16 mile day. Check that out. It's hazy, but it's still beautiful. Might be Goose Pond over there. All right, mile 1771 and some change coming up. That'll be the end of today. It's only a 15 and a half, almost 16 mile day, but I'm whooped. That last climb absolutely kicked my butt. You'd think after 1,771 miles, maybe you have good trail legs and you can just hike all day, up, down, left, right. For me, that is not true. I can do pretty good, but those long, steep climbs, 2 or 3 of them together, absolutely kicked my butt. And here's a little bit about Trapper John, ironically. Got the shelter. All right. It's coming up. It's about a half a mile still, but just wanted to get caught up on here and say thanks for watching, and I'll share what I can in camp. And it's all downhill from here. Not in a bad way, just it's where the shelter is. It's downhill. Today was tough. There was a lot of reflection and memories, and mostly good, of Athan and his family and all the shenanigans we got into over the years. So brought back a lot of great memories. So Alexi, I appreciate the call, and if you're watching, and to remind me and to invite me over with you and your father for a night off trail in a few days. And just what I needed. Although today was real tough physically, a little bit emotionally, thinking about all this crazy stuff. It was productive, and then we're stopping where we thought we would stop. We looked at going another 6 miles, but it's a big climb, and I'm sure Bob has it, but I don't have it in me today. You get to see me trip on camera often here. This is all Rudy here. Rudy. Wrong Rudy, though. These are tree roots, not the football star. Anyway, let's go see what's up at the shelter. Get some water, get some food. It is early. It's only going to be 3 o'clock or so. But got to recover some, start working on getting a good recovery in before we get to the whites and the presidential range. And a day off in a couple of days will help, and tomorrow is even shorter. Right now it's only planned for 12 miles, 13 miles. We'll see. Maybe do a tough one today, a little easier tomorrow, and then a tough one going into Hiker's Welcome Hostel, and then a day off after that. And that'll be staged and ready, hopefully with some energy in the legs to climb Mount Moosilauke, or Moosilauke Mountain, whichever one it is. It's a big one, it's a steep one. First real big one we've had in a long time. So right now my legs aren't up for it. Hopefully by then they will be. They'll get over it either way. Might be a little slower, might be a little faster. Anyway, let's go see what's going on at camp, and we'll catch up soon. Thanks for all the thoughts today for my friend and his family. Here's some things for tomorrow. Hexa Cuba shelter, 11.2. Thought we were going farther than that tomorrow, but maybe not. The Trapper John shelter, here it says 0.3, far out says 0.2. Anyway, it's this way. Let's go find it. All right, coming up on Trapper John shelter. Check out the old fire pit. I don't know what this old stove, I don't know what it is. No one's here yet. Of course, it's really early in the day, but I don't have another 6 miles and 3,000 feet of climbing. Wow, there's a fancy privy down there too, if you can see it. All right, time to put some mosquito and bug protection on. Just my clothes and a bug net. There's the old fireplace, sewing machine, nice.